and welcome to another Whitney's Wonders. So today I have another 90s collection video for you. I'm going to keep it simple, quick today. I got 4 more items to show you. Love these things. Hopefully you remember them or you had them, or maybe it's new to you and it looks cool. So we'll start with the biggest item today. This was something that was huge in the 90s. Kids all wanted it. It was fairly expensive, and I didn't get it for very much money, actually. It was on a good deal. And it still works. I put batteries in it. I don't have it working right now because I took the batteries out, but it was Laser Challenge. So what you did, I'll open it up and take a couple things out so you can see. You would, there's only enough for 2 people, unfortunately. But you'd have these laser things here. So this was the shooter, like that. Quite big, eh? Quite clunky. And then what you would do also is you'd put this little pad on your chest so that the laser, when you're shooting, would connect with there and it would light up. And then that would be, you hit the person, right? So laser fire, it was an invisible infrared beam somehow. I can't remember how accurate it was and how far you had to shoot. But it was fairly cool. Everybody wanted one of these as a kid, I remember. I loved them. But I believe back then it was fairly expensive. So I still got the instructions with it. It was enough for 2 people to play. Let me put this back and show the back so you can see everything that it had with it. So that was everything it had with it. So it was 2 lasers and 2 vests, but this didn't have this little thing. I never had that, but I'm sure you could have bought that separately. Very cool. I should look and find that on eBay. But yeah, so look at how much fun. These 2 kids look the same. It's the same 2 kids on the front. Look at how much fun they're having. But yeah, so. Oh yeah, no, okay, so skill level adjustment. You can increase sensitivity. So there was some things you could do in here. But yeah, they all wanted 9 volts and double A's. A lot of these games back then took a lot of batteries, actually. A lot of batteries. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the comics that I loved growing up. And they were my Archie Comics. So these are still being made today. These ones were my old ones from the 90s. I still have a couple. This was both Jughead's Double Digest. I brought out my Jughead. Jughead was one of my favorite characters, actually, in it. He just no nonsense, did his own thing. He was his own person, relaxed all the time. I wish I could be more like Jughead. But yeah, so they had a whole bunch of different comics. Then they'd have ads in between. And then usually at the end, you could subscribe. I never subscribed. You would just buy they were always at the grocery store. I think they still are, just where you go to check out. You can buy Archie's. So Archie Comics, very cool. The next thing I had is a game. And this is the one of my favorite games, actually, to play. You got to think, you got to use your brain. It's not a huge game board or anything you need to do. It's just Boggle. So the premise of this game was it comes with this little thing with a bunch of little dice type thing with letters on it. So what you do is you get a bunch of people, you shake it up, you get them all straight in the holes there, and then you take the lid off. And then this would be your game board. And there's a timer with it and instructions. There's a whole bunch of rules with it, with what is allowed as a word and what isn't allowed as a word. But you could make words this way, you could do them diagonal like that. But basically you would look for words in the Boggle. So if we had one here, like say for example, and the more, obviously the longer the word, the more points you got. So if you can see here, like S-E-A-C. So you'd write stuff like that. And then you do the plurals. So it got funny, but like here is May. I don't think you could use people's names. I think that wasn't allowed. I can't remember fully. But yeah. So Boggle was very fun. So you have the timer. Everybody writes down as many words. You get points per word. You get certain points if it's more than one word. So, or the longer the words. So Boggle was one of my favorites. I remember, quick story time, we were playing this up at my campsite, Smith's Bay campsite. Shout out to the Smiths. Mwah. My grandparents. So it was me and I think like my Uncle Wes and a bunch of us playing this, sitting outside of my grandparents' trailer. And then a huge storm popped up. Anybody who's my family who remembers this will remember this in this video. Yeah, huge storm popped up. We were all playing Boggle, and all of a sudden you hear a big poof, and a tree actually fell over on top of my grandparents' trailer at the time and smashed their whole front window at the side. I actually have it on video. I have a video of us seeing what the aftermath was. It was so scary. And we actually had our tent behind the trailer, so the tree landed on the tent too. So thank God we weren't in the tent at the time when that tree came down, because that would have been bad. But my grandparents, I think they had to stay for a little while longer up there, and then they fixed the trailer up there, so everything worked out. Their old Pace Arrow trailer, they recently just sold that a couple years back. They had it since, I can't remember what year it was, but I think it was older than me, and they had it forever. My grandpa's very handy and can fix up things very good. So the last item I'm going to show you is something I recently just picked up. Actually, I've been looking for this forever, and then somebody put it on Marketplace for a really good deal. And that's what I wait for, because some people, like I said before, don't know the value of what they've got. So it is a Lite Brite, and it was thick like that. I'm not going to plug it in and show you or whatever. It does, the premise of the Lite Brite was that you plug it in, it lights from behind. You put these little black things in here, like this. And this is just one bag, but I have a whole bunch of these pegs. So it's colored pegs. And you'd stick them through wherever it says like W for white, orange, or you could really do your own color. You can do whatever you want if you're Lite Brite. But if you stick to the patterns, you would put it through, and then when it lit up, you would see all these colored things, so it would look really neat. So that was a big thing when I was growing up as well. A lot of people had the Lite Brite. I'm pretty sure they still make them. They're just not like, they're thinner. Everything's smaller in today's world. But yeah, that was a lot smaller. This is an 80's Lite Brite. 80's and 90's was when this was huge. But yeah, so you just put the sticks in and Lite Brite it up. But yeah, so that was it for today, guys. Like I said, short and sweet. Just wanted to hop on and show you another 4 magical items that I have in my collection. And like I always say, like, subscribe, comment. I love when you guys do. It makes me happy to see. If any of these items you had or you remember playing, let me know, because I love hearing people's stories as well, in terms of old collectibles. Okay, so that's it, guys. We will see you in the next video. Peace.